Wrapping it all up. All right, friends. Welcome back to the final episode of Season 2, what's called Self-Deconstructed, of this podcast that's part of the project called No Other Life. And I've got to say that when I started this whole project, I intentionally waded into it, not knowing what was going to happen, how it would play out. I really wanted to be able to explore that for myself, but I knew that I was going through something difficult last fall. And there was so much change in my life that I was reckoning with, and there was an immense amount of change in the lives of those whom I hold most dear. And I needed to work on it. I needed to try to figure it out for myself so that I could be strong for those whom I care about most of all. And I think it's evident here that this is not anything I've researched. It's just pure thought. It's just me thinking. And I'm a good thinker. I come up with things that help me. And I've been doing that for 46 years. And in this particular instance, I said, I want to try to share this with people. I had just lost a forum that was a place where I could share and teach and be with community. And I changed a part of my life so that that wasn't with me anymore. And I thought, let's take it online. Now, it's very different because you are not here with me, but I know you're there, and the things that I'm learning for myself are helping me. And the fact that you are out there makes me know that it's worth continuing, because I hope that I'm making a difference for you. And I've said many times that you need to look after yourself before you can make any changes in the world, before you can help influence other people in the challenges that they face. You can't change those folks, and you shouldn't try. But the best you can do is be a good model, be a mentor, be someone that those around you will consider to be someone they hold most dear. And that can be the biggest honor in the world. And between the time that I record this and the time that you watch it, I can't begin to imagine what is different in the world. It seems like disunity is more prevalent than ever. It seems as though the tenets of No Other Life are both more irrelevant than ever before and more necessary than ever before. And frankly, friends, all we can do is try to live our best life. And it's frustrating at times. But we keep plugging along. When I say at the end of every episode that you have no other life, what I mean by that in this context is there's no dress rehearsal. You have to be there. You have to be all in. And at the beginning of the season, we began to figure out who it is that we think we are. What do we want to bring to that table? And we crafted it and we honed it. And I was doing it exactly the same way that I was encouraging you to. And ultimately, we've come up with this inventory of heirlooms that we know make us come alive. And some of them we are proud of, and they are shiny. And some of them are dull and dim, but we need to recognize them. And we need to be open with each other about what it is that is making us come alive. It's the good, it's the frustrating. And the world needs that. And I'm trying to offer it. But we're a work in progress, and we've recognized that through 2 whole seasons now. Everything that I tell you is something that I have come up with and tried to figure as something that works for me, and I hope that it will work for you. And we're going to talk about community in the fall, and hopefully the world will be a bit more ready for that by then. But who knows? Who knows? All we can do is live our no other life in the best way that we can. Now, over on my Upstaged podcast, I consider the meaning of no other life a little differently, and it's still relevant here as part of the same project. It's that everything about you, warts and all, the good, the bad, the shiny, the dull, is all in your life. So you have no other chance. You're not going to get a better life. You're not going to get a better body or a better brain. You have to make the best with what you have, embrace it, and love it. So I have one final challenge for you to wrestle with as you go through the summer season. My recording studio is about to be 90 degrees. Leave it alone for a while and return to talk about community. But right now, I want to bring to your thoughts a phrase that you hear all the time, a phrase that I use all the time. And we often say it when we are not at our best. And it's, I just want to say. And we hope that in saying, I just want to say, that we are going to give some sort of parting words of meaning at the end of an argument or deep conversation. I don't really know. But today, I just want to say that you should be looking at the world through the eyes of a toddler and ask this toddler chain, this cascade of why. Because if I say to you, I just want to say, and I say something, you can rightfully say, why? Why did you just want to say that? And I'll think about it for a minute, and then I'll say, well, because I want you to hear it. That's why I say it now rather than when I'm alone in the tub or driving a car by myself. I want to say it now because you're here and I want you to hear it. So they respond back with the innocence and the why of a child. and say, well, why do you want me to hear that? And the answer is, I want you to hear this because I want to be understood. And that's all that any of us want. And we want it from those whom we hold dear. We want it from all the other realms and audiences in our lives. But we also want it from ourselves. And if we go through our lives not fully aware of what it is that we are trying to say, then we're not going to say it clearly. If we go through life not realizing how we want to be perceived, then we're not going to get that chance. And if we go through life not knowing how we want to be understood, they're not going to understand. So this summer, as you go through your life, be continually asking yourself, why? Is what I'm doing here what I want to be doing? Is the presentation I'm making what I want to present? Is what I'm saying what I want them to hear because that is what I want them to understand of me? And if you can come up with pleasing answers to those, I think you're doing it right. And just like I said at the beginning of this whole thing, if you reach the point where you're saying what you mean to say, you're being honest with yourself, you're being open to yourself, only then do you have a chance of connecting, really connecting with those whom you hold most dear. And then you're doing it right. Take care of yourselves, friends. You have no other life.